Good morning. We are the Life Motivators. Today, we're going to be talking about dedication. No matter what it is, no matter what's going on throughout the time frame of the last year and a half of us doing this Life Motivators, whether we've been on the road, whether we were at the airports, whether we were out on sailboats, on the beach, it didn't matter. We made sure we stayed dedicated to what we said we would do within here, and that was to bring a message of love and hope and inspiration to the world. And that's what we're doing again today as we're traveling across the country, heading back towards the house from the islands to be able to go spend time with our loved ones down in Texas. Today, the dedication that you're putting to your life, break out of that shell that you have around you. It's time for you to let your wings flap. It's time for you to fly off and know that you have the power to be able to do so much more within your life. Who am I hearing? Hold on. There we go. All right. The voices, I can hear them inside my head from other screens here, so that's why we have to make sure we mute ourselves within here. And that way, everybody that is speaking, it gives them the time and the courtesy so that they know that they can be spoken and heard. Every day, something is new is happening within your business, within your life, within the job locations of where you're working at. And there's going to be many different things that you're going to experience within life. People can be very disrespectful to people that they don't even know, who have more knowledge within their head, but these younger generations think they know it all. But as entrepreneurs within here, we learn every day that we know we're going to learn something new. Why? Because we stay dedicated to learning something new within life. Dedicated to our business, dedicated to learning, dedicated to being a better version of ourselves each day. And as we are traveling across the country, we know that we wanted to make sure that we got this out to the world. So what did we do? We made sure that we had everything connected in the right spot at the right time to be able to make sure that we stay connected no matter where we're at. Why? Because this is what we do for a living. Social media, building businesses, showing other clients how to build businesses, how to interact with people across the world through different things that we're doing. And it's a dedication for those that show up at their job sites each day to make sure that they bring in the monetary funds for their homes, for their families, for everything that you want within life. We're starting to show people that your wants and needs are two different things. I want this community. I want it to be surrounded by so much more. I want it to be inspired by others to be able to do more within my life. So what did I have to do? I had to make sure that I showed a dedication to them so that they knew that they're teaching me something new. That yes, I am coachable and I can be inspired to do more within my life instead of just starting and just, well, it's okay, it's too hard, I don't want to try anymore. No, I make sure that I try my hardest every day to make sure that I have everything going in the right direction. And it all started with dedication to my life. Dedication to the bigger side of the things that I wanted to put into it. We're dedicated within here to y'all as a community, dedicated to the world to bring out inspiration. And today, we want to talk about a little bit of dedication. If Brother Rickey is able to step out for a moment, and he can give his story about how he is dedicated to inspiring people, what he's doing with what we're reading within the magic, and how he's been able to inspire others to do so much more. Rickey, are you available?
Yes, sir. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Oh, right on, right on. Well, I'm Rick Bowden, and yeah, just share a little bit about like the book, The Magic of Gratitude. Yeah, I heard about it a few years ago, and you know, I surrounded myself with these beautiful family members of mine now, and started hearing about certain books I needed to read. So, first book that was recommended to me is The Magic. I never could stand reading. I basically quit reading after I got out of high school, like a lot of people do. Anyway, so I ordered the book, The Magic. I believe it was on a Monday. I ordered it through Amazon, and I ordered it while I was at work. It was about 9 o'clock in the morning. And then when I got home that afternoon, I picked up my kids from Grandma's house, and my son came up to me, and he said, "Daddy," he said, "I want you to I have this rock." I go, "Okay." He's always giving me rocks, but he said, "I want you to keep it." I was like, okay, right. Okay, I'll keep it. So I put it in my left pocket. Well, once my book arrived, it came that following Thursday. And then I discovered that somehow I accidentally ordered two different books. I have another book of the magic coming on Friday. I almost canceled that book, but I started thinking about it. I said, instead of canceling the book, if it's that powerful for everybody who recommended me this book, why don't I keep it and maybe I can give it to somebody else? So uh, so my book came in on Thursday. My second book came in on Friday. And can y'all hear me okay? Okay, cool. And so anyway, I started reading the book, and I was getting really into it. I've never gotten into a book that much, but gotten into my soul, into my heart. I could just feel it. And so as I was reading the book, I got to the page that was talking about find you a rock with smooth edges that fits firmly in the palm of my hand. I just fell to amazement because the same day I ordered that book 4 days before that, my son had given me the rock. I reached in my left pocket, put up that rock, and put it in my hand. And I knew that the magic had started. Now, after that, I got to the part where it said, place a dollar bill in your book. Or, what, Thomas? Oh, to, the gift of thank you for all the money that's ever been given to me throughout my whole life. I placed that chapter of that book. The next morning, I went to the truck shop I always have breakfast at, and on the format right in front of the cash register, nobody else in the store, there was a $10 bill laying there. I picked it up, showed the cashier. He's like, hey, there's nobody else in the store. It's yours. I took that $10, I put it in that book. All right, right there in that same chapter with that dollar I already wrote on there. Thank you for the gift of money all the money that's been given to me my whole life. So I put the $10 in there. Then after that, roughly about 3 days later after that, I left my book on top of the work truck. We was changing our tailgate work. And I didn't realize that I started looking for my book. I didn't know where it was. It dawned on me that I left it on the work truck. And my buddy had went and did a service call. And so I hopped in my car, drove 3 miles down the road, back and forth about 6 or 7 times. One of the drivers here at work that delivers concrete, he said, I saw that book right down here at the stop sign, no sooner you get out of the driveway. And he said, I almost stopped the guy to get it. There's a car behind me, but I think they stopped to get it. And I thought to myself, the universe chose for me. My intentions was to save the book to give it to somebody who needed it. Well, the universe already chose that for me. And for somebody just to stop in the middle of the road to get a book. So they got the book with the thankful of the money and $10 that maybe they could purchase that same book for somebody else. But other than the gratitude, man, ever since I started practicing the magic, it's always a repeat cycle every month. It's a daily habit. We get into our old programming of just settling, of not enhancing and growing ourselves, and not being grateful for each and everything we do in life. I when I get to work, the first thing I do in the mornings, I'll set up my area, clean up my area. I'll take me a little stroll around the yard, around the work yard, about 300 steps. And every time my left foot hits the ground, I say thank you. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this air I breathe. Thank you for the feet that are allowing me to move. Thank you for everything that life has to offer, and that I can show many and impact many other people along with my family and my kids. But anyway, that's pretty much what I wanted to sum up with y'all this morning. I don't want to take up too much time, but this book, I bumped into people. I do hand it out. I find people all the time that are intrigued with reading, like at Walgreens, the cashier. I've gotten people there to that was interested in the book because they was like, why are you such in a good mood? They've known me for 5 years. And I said, the past 2 years, you're different. I told them when I was doing, they said, can I do that? I said, you can have it. I said, and if you get value out of it, give it to somebody else, your niece, your grandchildren, or whatever. Give it to them. And they, a couple of weeks later, they said, hey, man, I'll thank you. Thank you for giving me that book. I've done bought 3 more. I've done passed it along to my family members. Me personally, I'm giving it out as Christmas present. for the people who are religious, it doesn't say anything bad against God or Jesus. It supports the Bible. It's all about gratitude. Even Jesus Christ gave thanks before he produced any miracle. So how powerful is that? We have to give thanks and be grateful and feel it within our emotions and within ourselves and portray it out to the world in order to allow it to happen. Where there's a higher spirit, God Almighty, Jesus Christ, Buddha, whoever it could be. But anyway, I'm still trying to make this short. I love y'all.
Much love and appreciation for you, brother. Your story touches home every day for those who don't know, because you have a humongous story that a lot of people, that's what this world is all about. We are all going through situations. We all have stories to tell. We all have different things of what we're doing to be able to move others in our life and around us. But it all started within us first, a dedication that Rickey has shown not to just us, but to his entire country. And he shows to himself each day. That man has a heart so big that I am thankful that I can call him brother. As well as every face that I see on here, I am thankful that I can call y'all all brothers and sisters within my life that is moving me to be a better version of me, to make sure that I am staying dedicated to something greater than what we could all even imagine that is happening. Life Motivators might be a small little community that you see on here right now, but we touch thousands upon millions each day with these recordings. By the words that we bring out within here of inspiration to make sure that you're moving your life into a direction that makes you happy. Because that's all we want for you, is for you to be successful in everything that you're doing and want to go for, and to make sure that you have the happiness and love within inside of you, because that's where it all starts. If you cannot align yourself in the morning time in front of that mirror and say how awesome you are and how powerful you are and how much you're going to be able to accomplish today, because that's your expectations of you. Don't settle for anything less than what you truly desire within your life. Go for the goal. Go for the gusto. Because we didn't come in here to settle for second place. We want first place in everything that we do. We want to be the best in everything that we do. Do we know it all right now? No. Are we learning to be better every day? Yes. And when we get to that ending time frame, when we all are going to die, yes, we will all be in the ground 6 feet down one day. But just remember that you did your best each day today, and then you'll do your best tomorrow. And that's all we want. So we've been reading chapter 12 today from the Magic. Miss Jenn will be handling up on that one. So Miss Jenn, we'll pass it over to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Rickey, for sharing that story. I remember you said it, I think it was last year around this time, you told me about that, and I was like, that is so cool. And it feeds kind of right into magic practice number 12, magical people who made a difference. And just what Rickey's doing, that small little movement, has made a difference. He's made a difference in the Walgreens cashier, the lucky person who picked up the book with the money. Hopefully they use that money to buy a magic book for somebody else. But it's such a little ripple effect, but it makes such a huge impact. So if everybody has a copy of the book, we are on day 12. If anyone is joining us live, I know we have a couple of people who wanted to jump in with us. That's cool. Thomas in the Life Motivator group, if you are watching it from that stream, this is being streamed on many different channels. He has taken the liberty to post the PDF version of the magic in the files section. So check it out, or pick up your hard copy at your local Chapters or Barnes & Nobles. All right. Every one of us has received help, support, or guidance from other people at particular times in our life when we needed it most. Sometimes another person alters the course of our life through their encouragement, guidance, or just being there at the right time. And then life goes on, and we tend to forget those times when one person touched us or changed our life. Sometimes you don't even realize the impact a person had until well into the future. When you look back on your life and really realize that a particular person was a pivotal in magically changing the direction of your life for the better. The person may have been a teacher or a coach, an uncle, an aunt, a sibling, a grandparent, or any family member. They may have been a doctor, a nurse, or a best friend. May have been the person who introduced you to your current partner or to a particular interest that became one of your greatest passions. Maybe they were someone you didn't even know. and they appeared in your life very briefly, performing a random act of kindness that touched you to the core. It's like Ricky. My grandmother gave me love for books, cooking, and the countryside. By sharing her love of those things with me, all of them affected and changed the course of my life. Cooking became a passion of mine for over 20 years. My love of books eventually led me to becoming a writer, and my love of the countryside has influenced where I've lived throughout my life. My grandmother also disciplined me with a steel hand to say thank you. At the time, I thought she was teaching me to be polite. It was only later in life I realized that teaching me to say the magic words was the greatest gift my grandmother has ever given me. She is not alive anymore, but I continue to be grateful for the huge influence she had on the course of my life. Thank you, Grandma. Today, you're going to think about the magical people who have impacted your life. Find a quiet place alone, sometime during the day today, sit down and think of 3 extraordinary people who have made a difference in your life. Once you have your 3 people, work with one person at a time and talk out loud to each person as though they were present, telling him or her the reasons why you're grateful to them and they affected the course of your life. Make sure you do this magic practice with all 3 people in one session because it will take your feeling of gratitude to a far deeper level. If you split up this magical practice throughout the day, you will not feel the depth of gratitude nor receive the magical results. Here's an example of what you might say. Sarah, I want to thank you for the time that you encouraged me to follow my heart. I was lost and confused that day, and your words touched me, lifted me out of despair. Because of what you said, I found the courage to follow my dream, and I moved to France to work as an apprentice chef. I am living my dream, and I couldn't be happier, all because of what you said to me that day. Thank you, Sarah. It's very important that you say the reasons why you're grateful, and you can't say too much. Instead, the more you say, the more you feel, the more amazing your results. You'll see the magic explode in your life from doing this practice. Its numbers among the most powerful acts of gratitude you can ever perform. If you're not in a position to talk out loud, then you can write down your words to each person and address them as though you're writing a letter. When you have completed this practice, you'll feel a huge difference in the way you feel. The evidence of gratitude's power working is always that first and foremost it makes you happy. The secondary evidence of gratitude's power is that you attract wonderful things. And as if all that wasn't enough, the happiness you feel after practicing gratitude also attracts more wonderful things, which will make you even happier. That's the magic of life, and that's the magical power of gratitude. So, magical practice number 12. Magical people who made a difference. Count your blessings. Make a list of 10 blessings. Write why you're grateful. Reread your list, and at the end of each blessing, say thank you, thank you, thank you. And feel as grateful for that blessing as you can. Number 2, find a quiet place alone sometime during the day and make a list of 3 people who made a difference in your life. Work through the list at one person at a time, and while talking out loud, tell each person the reason why you're grateful for them and exactly how they affected the course of your life. And just before you go to bed tonight, hold your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words, thank you for the best thing that happened during the day.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you. That is a powerful book. The power of gratitude is the law of attraction. It's the law of love. It's something that we all harness and we all have within us. And each face that I see on here today, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, you're on my list. I want to thank each one of you for supporting this community, thanking y'all for everything that y'all do within inside of your business and your life as well. Because what y'all are doing is improving me as y'all are improving yourself. Because being able to see the things that y'all are doing, the ideas that y'all are coming up with for the greatness that you want within your life, I thank each and every life motivator right here, right now. Today, we're going to pass it off to Miss Shannon to wrap us up with her powerful affirmations.
Morning, everybody. Not everybody will understand what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and where I'm trying to go. And that's okay as long as I just focus on getting there. I must not be afraid to separate myself. People recognize results. They don't get it unless they see it. Consistent quality. When it's all said and done, I want to be able to say that I made no excuses. I did whatever I had to do to make it happen. Be good at what you do and find ways to consistently get better. The rest will handle itself.
It's been an amazing day. Stay dedicated to your bigger visions. Stay dedicated to what brings happiness into your heart. We love and appreciate you all. We'll see y'all tomorrow.